Hey, fifth graders, it's Friday. I know you guys are really working on your field trip, which is great. Do want to remind you that the questions for the video for social studies for the field trip only goes over beyond the battlefield. So a little plug in there for your social studies project. Now, today, in the next couple days, it's really going to cover material that is getting you ready and stepping you up for sixth grade, okay? This is some stuff that I hope will stay in your mind over the summer. I need to expose it to you, I guess, and I need you to get it underneath your belt a little bit and grasp it. Today we're going to talk integers, okay? And we've talked whole numbers, we know counting numbers, we know rational numbers, we've all of these things. Integers, okay? Integers are the counting numbers, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on. And then their opposite, which would be into the negative area, and then the number 0, okay? So it's kind of important that you understand when you're looking at integers, you think about a number line, okay? And so I kind of drew one here for you and gave you some information too, like some notes that you'd be taking. So I gave you what an integer is, the counting numbers, their opposite values, and then the number 0, okay? So it's a number line. I've put counting numbers that are to the right, okay? The further right you go, it's the greatest value. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, we call those the positive numbers, positive integers, all right? And then we're going in the opposite direction, which are the negatives. The further left you go, the smaller the value. I know that this is 1 and then this is -3, but really when you're looking at it, it's not the number on the negative integers, it's really how far away from 0 it is. The further you get down away from 0, the less you are, the less you have. So it's kind of the opposite as far as values go, okay? So we have talked a little bit about some negative numbers and doing some different things at different times. I know, and I've given you the best example that I always give you that you kind of get is football. You guys understand when you're at the scrimmage line and you get tackled behind it, you know that you've lost yards. You're in the negative. If you go in front of and make a complete pass in front of the scrimmage line, then you know you're moving forward and you're in the positives, okay? Because that scrimmage line is like 0 every time. You always want to go forward. You don't want to go backward. But a thermometer, that's the other example that you guys pretty much understand when the temperature is above 0 or when it's below. That's something you can visualize and get a conception of. The other thing is money, guys. If you spend too much or you spend what you don't have, then you're in the negative. And you don't want to. You don't want to be in the red. That's the negative. You want to be in the black. And then golf. Golf is a great one. You'll see that whatever golfer is -4 off the leader or whatever, that means that he's under, which actually he's better than the leader is because he's 3 under. You don't want to go over. You don't want to have positive. It's like in golf. Remember, the lower the score, the better you are in golf. So anyway, those are some real life applications to thinking about integers. All right. Today's lesson really is just recognizing what the integer is, talking about its opposite, okay? And then how many places away from the number 0 it is. I think the question will be, tell me how many units away from 0 it is. But really, I'm going to go ahead and advance your knowledge base a little bit because I know you all can handle it. That is called the absolute value of a number. Okay, the absolute value of a number is how far away from 0 that number is. Okay, and it's always written as a positive. Okay, even though it might be, you might see it written as a negative. So like, for example, you see this and you notice that it's at -8. Okay, Well, its opposite is positive 8 on the other side, but its absolute value is still going to be 8, whether it's the negative or the positive, okay? Absolute values have those straight lines and the numbers in between it, okay? So that's how it's written. When you see that, it kind of looks kind of funny. Make sure you get it. That just means the absolute value of the number is 8, okay, when you have it written like that, okay? Today in the book, I don't think you're going to see that. It's just going to say, give me the unit away. But if you want to tell me its absolute value and you want to write it like that, I'll take it, okay? But just make sure that you understand what you have here. Now, you might see some problems that are written like this. Now, these are parentheses. They are not the absolute value lines. So hold on, I'll make sure you understand. I'm gonna write this down here. All right, this again is the absolute value. It looks like parallel segments, okay? That 2 straight lines, and you put the number in here, the positive number, that gives me absolute value, okay? So that's what that is. These are, and I'm pretty sure you can tell, these are just parentheses, okay? And so this question is saying I need the negative. You would say it is a negative sign, but really it's the opposite, because this says I need the opposite of, parentheses, -4, okay? So I need the opposite of -4, which is really a +4, okay? That's what that's going to read. That's what that's going to say, okay? It's the opposite of 4, which really means it's a positive, so it's a +4, all right? So be careful when you see those, that there's a negative outside it, then you're going to have to give me the opposite. Now, the last thing that I'm going to really give you as far as new information, and I want you to try to remember, is that the farthest right you're going, okay, on a number line, the farthest right you go, the greatest the value. So you continue at 0 and you keep counting up to the right, you're always going to get the greatest value the further away to the right it is from 0. When you're going left on a number line, you're getting less. So the farthest left you go, the least you have. So when you have a -1 compared to a -5, okay, -1 is greater, okay, than this one because it's to the right of it. All right, so I'm just going to kind of give you that as a remembrance too, okay, so that when you start to look at these and think about the numbers and comparing them, you'll understand. All right, but this is integers. It's something you will get more into when you are in 6th grade, but you need to have a basic concept and understanding of it. So I wanted to expose you to it. All right, so that is integers. That's your lesson on 865. That's the 886, 887, and 888. Those are where your assignments are, okay? So you should do fine on it. If you have questions, ask. We have a Zoom today. We can discuss it, but it should be pretty straightforward if you watch the video and you look at the book, all right? Have a great one. I'm hoping you're enjoying your little virtual field trip, and I will talk with you guys later. Have a great one, guys. See ya.